Good evening, guys. Hope you're all well. So, I don't know, I've tried many different ways of how I'm going to do these videos, and I don't know. I just feel like I should just talk as I feel like it, I guess, because there's so much to say. Yep, I'm 37 and I have quite an extraordinary medical background. And I'm now about to have surgery in 3 weeks and 5 days, and I have been told that I am the most complicated case. Don't know whether to be blessed, like, what's the word, flattered, or absolutely terrified. But yes, so I figured I need to take my nail polish off, I need to redo it, so I'm going to do this, and I'm going to have a chat with you guys, and we'll see where it goes. One moment. My heat bag has just finished. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this. I'll take you with me. You can see what I'm on about. Hey puppy, my puppy, my boy. He's just had surgery, so he's feeling a little bit battered. But yes, this is my heat bag. It's electric and it heats to 75 degrees and lasts 6 to 7 hours, and I absolutely love it. It's called the Warm Charm. Oh yes, brilliant. Sorry, taking you on a bumpy ride. My apologies. I shall leave a note down the bottom when the bumpy ride ends, so you can skip that bit, I guess. I see people have like skip markers below, so I'll give you some of them, don't I? Sorry, I'm breathless. I got just getting over a bit of a, I don't know, a cold virus, flu virus. I've called it off a medical professional. Thanks for that. I actually slept for 24 hours and then some because of it, so yeah. So I figure what I'll do anyway is I will take off my nail polish and just put my new one on and also have a chat to you guys. I don't know, just have like a chit chat where it's just one-sided. I'm really good at that. If you ask any of my friends, I'm very good at talking, so a lot of visits are just one-sided, and I do apologise. I'm a nightmare. Okay, so I figured, like, I'll tell you my diseases if I haven't already, and then what I will do is I will tell you some stories, explaining a little bit about each of them, and if there's markers below, it means I've done it in one big video and you can just skip to the next. But what I might do is just split this into a few videos, pretty much upload them at the same time, so it's all out there so you're not waiting. I think that's probably the best idea. Lots of little 10-minute videos or something, or 20. I like to talk, let's be real. So yeah, that's, my lord, Rita Ora, your nail polish set is interesting. When I try to get it off, my thumb is now green. Yum. Okay, so I'm 37. I'm going to be 38 in 2 weeks. Yeek, more wrinkles. And I have a good handful of medical issues. I have some ones you would have heard of. So I have asthma. I have eczema. I have pancreatitis, inflamed gallbladder, so they're easy ones. Inflamed kidneys, cysts on my liver's bile duct and on my ovaries. I have anemia, I have protein deficiency, medically diagnosed malnutrition. And then I have I have fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome. Oh, they're beasts on their own. You don't need any other conditions with them ones. Onset arthritis. I have onset glaucoma. Yes, I'm 37 and my right eye has onset glaucoma. And then I have some you won't probably have heard of. So I have FAP, which is familial odomatosis polyposis coli. And I have desmoid tumours. So I figured that you pretty much know about asthma and eczema. I think I'll just go from the beginning. I think I'll just go from like when I was younger and just work our way chronologically, is that the word? So my brain doesn't work the highest it should do. It's tired, it's run down, and it's going through a lot at the minute, so my words don't come easily at the moment, you'll notice. And I apologise in advance for that. So I'll just go back to when I was 16, I think. Start right from the beginning. Well, actually, we go back to when I was 15, and my dad was diagnosed with cancer when I was 15 years old. And it took a long time for him to get diagnosed. I'm not going to go fully into that, and like with any of these, I'm not going to go into other people's details. This is my decision to have this channel and my decision to put myself out there, so I'm not going to, unless they're right next to me having the conversation, I'm not going to talk about the other people, not their personal details. I hope you're okay with that. That's just who I am, and I'm one of those people where you go, oh, promise you won't say this, I ain't going to say it. So that's me. So when I was 15, yeah, my dad was diagnosed with cancer. It took a very long time to get him diagnosed, and when he did, he got taken in and he had a scope and had surgery, and when they did this, they found out he had a genetic condition called FAP, which is a condition where you grow like these little growths called polyps in your bowels and your stomach and your duodenum, and in your little pouch in your butt, the area that holds your poop until it wants to come out. Basically, in a high majority of sufferers, these polyps will turn into cancer. And depending where it is, like if it's in your intestine, you get bowel cancer. If it's up in your duodenum, you get duodenum cancer. But your duodenum is right next to your pancreas, so you'll get pancreas cancer next. And that's the killer. That's really hard to treat. It's one of the hardest cancers to treat. And then obviously stomach cancer, because they're up in the stomach and go up to the esophagus and so forth. And there is a percentage of us that don't get cancer. I say us like I was talking about me. That's not the case. I like to be unique. So yeah, so we got tested for this as well. We didn't know at this point that my dad's mum had died of this. We thought she had died of kidney failure or something. I don't know. We don't really have that much to do outside the family, so, except for our uncle and my cousins and stuff. Yeah, the grandparents not so much. So I don't really know much about my history from that side, to be fair. But anyway, we didn't know she'd died of this until it all came out by Dad, and then it all started coming out. So Dad died straight away, got us all tested. Now I'm one of 6, believe it or not. They tested the first 4 kids. Me and my little sister were too young. Look at that, that's gross. Oh, you can't see. Oh, lumps. All green. Gross. So yeah, we were classed as too young. They said back then that you didn't get tested until you were 18, like an adult. So, like, we were just running around like, hey, life is easy, sod you lot. My sister, my elder sister, got diagnosed as having it, but the 3 boys did not. We always wondered if there was like see, we go words. So like ours seem to have gone boy girl, but our specialists say that this is just a coincidence. Like this is just coincidental, and it doesn't actually work like that. We ourselves, we're not sure, you know what I'm saying? We're like, yeah, are you sure? Because it just seems a bit coincidental. But then we now have things like Facebook groups and stuff, so you can now go in and actually find out, speak to others. So yeah, it isn't just a coincidence, it seems. But anyway, so my sister had to go in for surgery. So my dad had surgery for his cancer. My sister went in for her FAP. Now the first surgery you have for FAP is you have your large intestine removed, and then you have your small intestine reconnected back up to your butt, and you get on with your life basically the best you can, whilst intermittently, like usually yearly or 2 yearly, you have scopes to check up on the polyps to see how, like, if they're multiplying, remove any big ones, send them off to pathology, get your histology back, and like if things progress, you progress. But at the age of 16, so only a year later, I started bleeding from my tail end, my butt, as I like keep calling it, don't know why. So I started bleeding from my butt. I went to the doctors. They had, the downside of a FAP is they're always sticking their fingers in places you do not want them. And at the age of 16, like when it started, it was so dramatic. Like I would not want to go to the doctors and tell them I was in pain or I had any issues with my butt, because I was just like, no, they're going to put their fingers. I don't want it. But yeah, 16 years old, I'm sat there with a doctor having his finger at my butt. He's like, well, there's nothing on my finger, so it's nothing like really major. Sorry, I'm getting text messages as I'm talking to you, so I'm like, so he sent me to the doctor that was dealing with my dad, and he was like, well, said to my parents, kind of like, what do you want to do? Maybe we should just test her now and to check, in which it was agreed that this would happen. And they were really good with me, I have to say. I will never forget this doctor for forever. He worked with my dad, he worked with my sister, he worked with me, and I would trust that man with my life. I really would. And I do miss him sometimes, but I know that I'm now under specialist, so it's okay. But yeah, he decided to take me out early and have a scope. But he was really good, like I said. He knocked me out because I was 16 at the time and highly dramatic, as most 16-year-olds are. And he put me out by gas because I was and still am highly needle phobic. I always thought that I had the fear like after that surgery, my first surgery, but it turns out, if I remember real good, it was back then. But I swear their needles were bigger then as well. Anyway, I said I'll do it in 10 minutes. Oh shit. Alright, I say 20. Maximum 20. My bad. Okay, so he put me out. I woke up to be told I had it too, and he was going to do the surgery within, I think, I want to say 2 weeks, but I'm going to say 4 just to be sure. I'm just going to say within the next month. My nails look like, that's just disgusting. Anyway, I'm going to put them in this bag because that bin needs emptying anyway, and we'll choose a colour. So I'm just going to say within a month that it happened, because I know it was 2 or 4 weeks. I know it was really, really fast. And I remember him having said to my parents, you know, she's 16, let's just get this over with, so she's not sat there panicking about it, and it's over and done with. So that was decided. Oh God. And me being me, my body just, I have this body that just likes to have any complication that it can have. If they go, well, there's a chance of these complications, but it's rare, my body goes, challenge accepted. And that's no joke, and as you'll see through my story, it really isn't a joke. I keep telling my mum I'm 1 in a million, and she'll go, no, Ria, you're 6. You'll get that one too. Anyway, so had the surgery, and like they get go walking, and they get some foods in and all this stuff, and I just wasn't doing well. Like, sorry, I'm gonna move myself up from the chair 1 second. I just wasn't doing well at all. So we decided at a certain point, After my mum had to bribe me for all these needles with CDs and cassette tapes the first time. I'm sorry, cassette tapes. So it was decided that we were just going to get me on a good position and get me home, because we think I would do better at home than I was doing in the hospital, because obviously being the age I was, I obviously needed my family, and I was in a ward with older people, so but I get on with them. I love talking to older people. I really do. I have always. I have friends who are in their 60s, 70s and 80s. I love talking to a more adult person. Always have done. So they got me home, and they sent me home these little things. They told my parents to, like, she's got some in her bag, squirt them into her mouth, like whenever she's got pain. Well, I was forever passed out on the sofa, and I mean, like, I'm out of it. I'm drowsy. I'm all over the shop. And every time it came to give me more, I was like, no, I don't want it. I'd rather be in pain, because of how drowsy I was. And it turned out that what they'd given us was 15ml bottles and not 5ml. So they've gone 5ml bottles, and they've showed them a 5ml bottle. They've showed it on, gone and said, like, you'll get some of these, squirt one of these into her mouth. It's 5ml. So instantly we just thought it was 5ml, and so we were just squirting one in, and I was getting overdosed by pain relief. So I was high as hell for a very long time, and my mum got really concerned, and I started getting a fever. So she called in a doctor, who then said, oh, she's obviously got a urine infection. And then he's like, well, what pain relief is she on? And they show him, and they went, you do know this is 15. I'm like, what? He said, this is 15ml, this isn't 5. He said, didn't I want to tell you? I'm like, nope. No, what it. So he then, at that point, obviously, I think he gave him a syringe or something. Or I don't remember, but I remember getting the right dose now. And on top, I got some antibiotics, Simlicbond, because obviously I wasn't handling food stuff very well. And I said, you know when you got a kidney infection or a bladder infection or something. Yeah, I didn't feel like I knew that I had one. I really didn't. Anyway, the next day, the vomiting got more profuse. I was vomiting. So the vomiting got more, and the fever got more, and the pain got more. And I ended up getting taken back into hospital to find I had several septic hemorrhages. I had one in my stomach, one in my abdomen, and one somewhere else. Oh God, I can't remember. And they wanted to put this needle through my stomach, and they had it, and it was like this, and it's not even a joke. And you're 16 years old, you've just had surgery, so you've just been through hell. And a bit I forgot to add is, after waking up from the surgery, it was like only hours later, and I could feel the pain, and I'm telling them I can feel the pain, and they're ignoring me. Like, they're saying to my mum, no, it's in her head, it's okay, she's got her epidural in. And they even come and checked my back, and they was like, yeah, see, look, it's in there, you know, it's in. She must just be like having like a memory thing. And I'm like, I'm in pain. And like 12 hours later or something, I was still complaining that I was in absolute agony. So the nurse came back, and they went, fine, we'll test her. And they did, and I was right, I was in pain. Because you know when you're in pain. And yeah, I ended up getting a machine to press buttons and whatnot. I got a morphine machine, and every fourth time I'd vomit. It was horrendous. There was one time that I did it, and I'd would vomit every two presses. It was horrendous. But yeah, because I'd gone all through that and that lot, I didn't want to go back into hospital, because I, didn't feel like I wanted to go back through that again. And by this point, I'd had so many injections already, and I was just completely petrified of this procedure. I'm 16 years old. 16 years old, gone through hell already, what felt like hell to me. And they wanted to put this massive thing through me, and I'm like, it's not happening. It's not, I'm not doing it. And I will never forget this day. I was screaming, and I was saying to my mother, who is there. Don't let this do this to me. If they do this, if you let them do this to me, I will never forgive you, and I will never love you again. And I sit there and think about it now, and I think, oh, that must have hurt her, like, a lot. And I do remember I have apologised about it. I'm not a horrible person, really. Sorry, apologies for the nail colour. But yeah, she didn't let them do it. So yeah, I kind of got away with that one. Anyway, I got really sick, very sick indeed. And I had this lovely nurse called Sean next to me. I'll never forget her. And I think it surprises everyone to this day that I remember her, and I remember her name. I don't think I'd remember her if I saw her. I just think I just remember her. But yeah, and lots of antibiotics later. The hemorrhages, they went, and I started to mend, but of course by this point I'm 4 stone and very tiny and very weak, and I can't keep anything down. And if I say drunk juice, the juice would turn into string into my mouth. Like, I don't even know to this day what that was about, but it was gross. So I was 16, I was a size 4, and I was very poorly. And I remember they pulled my parents outside the room, and they said to them, because apparently they seem to think that you can't hear through the doors, like they're that big. But yeah, they turned around to my parents and said that if I don't start eating soon, I won't last like another 3 days. And it was at that point that my father turned and stared through the window at me. And it is at that moment that I saw the fear in my father's eyes. And my dad was my best friend, and he was my world. And so they came in after that, and I had a real big conversation with me, like, Ria, you've got to get eating, name one thing you want. And I just looked at my mum and I went, I want your homemade rice pudding. I bet she was happy to go home and make a massive batch of homemade rice pudding. I'm unsure to this day that that's exactly what she did. Part of me thinks that she went home and poured a tin of homemade rice pudding into a bowl and put it in the oven to crisp off the top. Because I'm not even funny, she spent all day at the hospital with me, you know, I don't blame her. And plus, I can pretty much say that she thought, well, her taste buds are shot at the minute. Because they do, they kind of, it's almost like they shut down. I don't know what it is that happens, but yes, anyway. Had the rice pudding. I started off with actually a teaspoon of rice pudding. It wasn't even a lot. And then we went up to cucumber, and then lettuce, and it was always with salad cream, because salad cream was always one of these things that I could taste. It doesn't matter what was happening, I could taste it. I couldn't taste much else, but that I could taste. And it literally was a case of me getting stronger, relapsing, getting stronger, relapsing. And this went on for quite a few years, and then all of a sudden it slowed down. Like I had problems going to the toilet. I would be going all the friggin' time, 20 times a day. I was in hell. I didn't want to go out anymore because of it, and I did stop going out because of it. I spent a long time in my house, and I'm talking like years. But thankfully I got over that. But yes, that's the story about my FAP, and it will come up in the next video, because this goes on to where I am now, and that's part of it. So yeah, I'm going, like I said, I'm going to try and upload these at the same time, one after another, because I don't need to get these videos in like here's one this week, here's one this week. I just want to get these over and done with so I can start like doing whatever I want, if that makes sense, like updating or whatever. So hopefully by the end of the night I'd finish my stories, they'll be up and we'll be on the way to the journey to my surgery. Okay. Right, thank you for watching and listening. I'm back. Okay, I'm back. Done a good job actually. I had to go off for a minute because I just made this really ugly face because they couldn't open me. No apologies. I don't have any strength behind me, so they're a bit hard for me to do. Oh gosh, sorry. Sorry, not sorry.